Hello everybody there, out there. This is James and Oliver Phelps, and this is the first ever Double Trouble social audio cast.
Hello. So let's get this ball rolling. Welcome to Harry Potter the Exhibition here in Madrid, where Oliver and I have been asked to come here and do some promotion and essentially officially open it to the world, and especially people here in Spain. So, welcome.
So at the moment, as we start this social audio cast, we're actually in the Quidditch area of the exhibition, where there's loads of costumes, and you can even play a bit of Quidditch as well, which has been cool. We've been doing press for the last couple of days. The crowd are cheering. Oh, it's going to be a great day.
It is, and when we did the kind of VIP opening on Thursday, the crowd outside, it was like a premiere. There was probably 500, 600 people there, and the exhibition is not in the centre of town either. It's easy to get to, but it's not like it's first and foremost where everyone walks past. So it's, the attention to detail from the fans is just incredible. Everyone's just been so positive and welcoming, and we've just come in for the official opening today to the public, and there's hundreds of us outside already, so really looking forward to the day.
It's going to be a fun day. So throughout the course of what we're doing here at the moment today, this morning, we're going to be having a look around. We're going to be doing some stuff around Madrid today. We're going to the football later tonight, and we're going to find some of the guys who put all this exhibition together to talk to you guys and explain a bit more about it, the whole process. But for now, we'll sign off until a bit later, till we go on stage and we get this party started.
I can do it.
So we're on our way to the stage right now to unveil the whole thing. I'm going to pass you on to Matthew, who's holding this for me.
Oliver and James are on the way to their stage. There's fans everywhere.
Lovely sunny day.
The reception they're getting here is amazing.
Hola, buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Rafael Jiménez, soy socio soldado y organizadores de la muestra Harry Potter The Exhibition, a que por fin podemos inaugurar formalmente y oficialmente este sábado 18 de noviembre a las 10 de la mañana. Estamos encantados de teneros a todos vosotros. Sois los que de alguna forma justificáis el esfuerzo que hemos hecho durante estos 3 años para, después de una itinerancia de 8 años de la exposición, poderla traer a Madrid. Va a ser la única ciudad en la que esté aquí en España. Y vosotros habéis hecho posible el que hayamos roto el récord de preventa de esta exposición dentro de todas las ciudades donde se ha exhibido. Vamos a empezar con 150.000 tickets vendidos, lo cual demuestra que la salud de la saga y de la serie es muy muy buena aquí en Madrid y aquí en España. Y además tenemos una buena noticia, porque parecía que había ya pocas entradas para los días buenos, así que podemos anunciar que se extiende la exposición hasta el 2 de abril. Tendréis oportunidad de verlo vosotros y muchos más fans. Pero realmente el día es muy especial por vosotros y porque contamos hoy con los hermanos Phelps, con James y Oliver, que no se han querido perder una inauguración especial. James, Oliver, what is that makes you keep coming back to all these opening of the exhibitions?
These guys, to be honest, what's really cool about the exhibition, and we've said it a few times this week already, is that it's so immersive. When you're inside, you're not at a normal exhibition. You're really fully inside the world, and it really is great to just see everyone's happy faces when they're in there.
Tell us a little bit more about what you have seen in the city. Have you had an opportunity to visit anything in Madrid you liked?
Yes. First of all, buenos dias, Madrid. It's our 5th time in Madrid with Harry Potter, and these guys are always the loudest fans anywhere, which is why we come back so much.
Fantastic. So finally, what is your favorite part? So give us some tips to these people. What is your favorite part in the exhibition that you would like to highlight?
Well, I mean, Fred and George's items are obviously really good. There's also a really cool part where you can actually hear Voldemort speak to you. But I can't tell you where it is, you just have to find it. and that's quite a cool thing. Again, about the immersiveness of it, that's one of the things.
Great. So, bueno, es el momento realmente de abrir la exposición oficialmente. Para eso vamos a hacer un hechizo mágico. We're going to do a spell. You have to choose the spell. I've got here my little thing. Okay. So,
Have you guys got some? Have you guys got some gospel words? Yeah.
So, on tres. The spell is bombardo. Okay? Okay? Okay. Uno, dos, tres, bombardo!
Gracias y bienvenidos a Harry Potter The Exhibition.
And we've literally just walked in from opening the exhibition, and that was pretty wild, wasn't it, Albert?
Yeah, there was a lot of people, a lot of people, and it's very hot, and I foolishly wore polo knits on. Very hot.
Yeah. Who'd have thought it would be nearly 20-odd degrees in November?
Yes.
In Madrid. But anyway, we're here with Eddie from GES, who are the company who basically put this whole thing together. Hey, Eddie.
Hey guys, how are you?
Very, very, very excited to be here again.
Yeah, really fun.
I've lost count of how many of these we've been to.
You know, I have too, but maybe how many stops do you guys think we have? To take a guess.
10, 15.
15, 20?
This is 17.
17.
So you were close.
Okay.
You were the closest.
Yeah, they kind of. It's what I remember though is when we did the with you guys for the unveiling of it, as it were.
Yeah, that was
Chicago.
in Chicago, Illinois, at the Museum of Science and Industry.
That's right. Yeah. And I remember seeing the blueprint for it, and I've got to be honest, I walked away thinking, okay, it's going to be like a travelling run-of-the-mill exhibit type thing.
Right.
And then when we saw it eventually in, I can't remember what stop it was now, Toronto, and it was, and we were kind of like blown away by how immersive the whole environment is. And then gradually more props are added.
Yeah,
I remember when we were filming
you guys were finishing up. Yeah, we were trying to grab things out of your hands.
Some were taken away. But how did you guys choose which props came on the tour?
You know, that was really tough because you guys were obviously filming the movies at the time that we began our partnership with Warner Brothers Consumer Products, and we worked hand in hand with not only the department heads and the producers, but also Warner Brothers to really identify the things that we all felt would have the greatest emotional connection. And so, you know, it was difficult because we were not quite through the film series, but it was really fun because we knew people wanted to see Harry's wand and his glasses. We knew they wanted to see your Quidditch gear and robes and things from Weasley's. Yeah. So it was just really getting a hold of those things and then displaying them in such a way that you really feel like you're spending a day at Hogwarts.
Yeah, I mean, what's the record for someone spending time in there?
Probably you guys and me.
I was going to say, yeah, fine, yeah. I say, when we go to different countries and that, we see obviously the same fandom, the same amount of people. There's always a good turnout for it, which is great. I mean, here in Madrid, they've beaten any record for pre-sales.
Yeah, it's amazing.
150,000 people already bought tickets. Nearly, 5 million people have seen it throughout the world?
Between 4 and 5 million. And I think the interesting thing, probably for you guys and me, is that, you know, every place is culturally different, from Tokyo to Singapore to, you know, being in Paris. But the reception and the warmth, I think, from the fans is always the same. They're always super polite. They always love, you know, re-entering this world, and it's really fun to be able to bring this to them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think what we kind of take for granted now, maybe you could say, is how well the whole exhibit is put together. Because I think we're used to seeing it, but you do see different how props have been positioned in slightly different ways in some points. But then also where you've got the Quidditch arena now.
Yeah.
Where you can play Quidditch and you can pull mandrakes. Was that always an idea to have that?
Yeah, it was, because we knew that we knew that fans wanted to interact with the world and not just see things in cases. That's why we don't have, you know, glass cases around everything. You feel like you're, you know, standing next to the characters from the films. You feel like you're in the common room, or that you're in herbology. And so we really wanted them to be able to interact and have fun with being here. But we also have to take care all of these elements. They're really in our opinion, Hollywood kind of history or film artifacts,
especially things like. The thing I like about the exhibit is that no prop is seen to be more important than another.
Yeah,
so you've got like the Deathly Hallows is in the same type of display as the Marauder's Map or like the Golden Egg from the fourth movie. They're all kind of you wouldn't, if you didn't know the films, you wouldn't necessarily know what was a pivotal part to it, because it's all, I think every individual fan relates to a different prop.
So I think that thing when you talk about that you really want to look after the costumes or the props or whatever it may be, is that always a slight dread when it comes to packing it away? And when it moves all over the world in God knows how many shipping containers to get it from A to B, is that always a bit of a worry when you open the containers in a new location, or are you pretty confident that everything's always going to work out?
I think right now we're pretty confident. You guys know Frank Torres from our technical team and operations team. He and the team have done such a great job moving this really around the world. And so I think we generally feel confident, but we run into some prizes. Rain or water can sometimes seep into a container or a shipping compartment, and so there is a little anxiety, but I think for the most part we're very confident in how we take care of these. We really give everything the white glove treatment.
Yeah.
We really have to, because ultimately someday we want to return all of this to Warner Brothers so that they can hang on to it for generations.
It always makes me laugh when we see them putting the finishing touches on the exhibit, and we've been there, and it's been, when we were filming with it, we were kind of just messing around with it. Messing around with it.
Yeah. So I always like I saw it today, Harry's costume from the first movie, so that's 17 years old now, and it still looks as new as it did then, so it's amazing just how dust-free as well it is.
Yeah, it's taking a lot of care, and luckily we have a great relationship with Warner Brothers, and they have helped us take care of things as well. So if we find something that has deteriorated or we see something that's threatening, we call, we report it. They'll say, well, try this, try that. So we are really keeping an active look at every single thing that we have, because again, they are film artifacts, and they're part of film history.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, have you got? Obviously, we've got the travelling exhibition here. Are there any others what you guys are doing around the world on the back of, or in a similar tone to the Harry Potter exhibit?
Well, we just opened a Game of Thrones exhibition in Barcelona, and so that's gone well. But I think the unique thing about Harry Potter is that the generational appeal. I've said before, my mom, who's in her 80s, still reads the books. And my kids, who are now in their 20s, all grew up reading the books. And so I was just reading an article about China and the fact that the books are selling so well, and the films have done well throughout. And so I think it is a generational situation where people are passing it along to the next generation, and that's something you really don't find in film or cinema history as much. And I think it's just really special.
Yeah, because I remember yesterday we did a surprise turn-up when they had the photographs where you can have when you can be superimposed in front of the backdrop. And we jumped in on there was a little girl having one, wasn't she?
She was probably 8 or 9.
So she wasn't even born when we were making the films, and she was absolutely ecstatic. She was bouncing away like a bouncing ball going into the exhibit. She was so excited.
Great memory from this trip, and everyone has always one particular thing that you remember in that kind of situation. So
that's really special. That's great.
No, it's been awesome. But as I say, Eddie, thanks very much for taking the time to
thank you guys for
chat.
supporting
I know you're busy when we're here. We're kind of hiding in our green room at the moment, which is always fun. Well, what an amazing week we've had here in Madrid. It's been absolutely one of the most memorable things I've done in a long, long time.
Very much so. The passion of everybody here is just crazy. It's like it's never been away. And I think what's really nice about Madrid is that as a city, it's very bright and upgoing all the time. Is that a word? It's very.
It's a word. I don't know if it's structured correctly in a sentence, but
no. But everyone's very engaging and welcoming to the city, and especially if you try to speak a bit of local Spanish, they're very happy about that. But as far as the exhibition has gone, it's broken all records here in Spain, so that's always good. Many thanks as well to Eddie for the chat and telling us a bit more about how the exhibition is put together throughout the world.
And I'm sure some of you guys listen to this now have already seen it, so you can appreciate the time, effort, and everything in between that comes to put something like that together.
I learned something actually when we were talking to Eddie.
What?
That it's been in 15 different locations.
15?
15 is what he said.
Oh.
Yeah. Were you paying attention?
Well, yeah, but...
But no, I mean, we've had, as James said, we've had some awesome times in Madrid. Even on our downtime, we were able to go down into the city and go to the Retiro, I think I pronounced that right, park.
Isn't it
It's
Retiro, something like that.
Yes, the main park here in Madrid, which it was awesome looking around, although going on a rowing boat may not have been the best idea.
No, I didn't. Unfortunately, I've got a bit of back pain at the moment, so I was able just to watch and grab an ice cream and enjoy the sunshine. But again, such a lovely city, very easy to do that.
And also going to the football as well, because as I'm sure a few of you know that James and I are big sports nuts, and we were very lucky last night to be able to head over to the Madrid derby, which is Atletico Madrid, play Real Madrid.
Yeah, the first ever time they've played in the new stadium, which is actually a bit of a way outside of the city, which at the time, when you think of where the Calderón is, originally the original home of Atletico Madrid, it's kind of bang in the middle, and the new stadium's about half an hour away from the city centre. So we were a bit suspect what the atmosphere would be like, but when we got there, there was pretty much a rave going on outside. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people just having a great time, dancing. For a big derby, there was no animosity anywhere. There was Real fans, Atletico fans, just having a good time, enjoying the occasion. So we did a traditional thing whenever we go to a new ground. We did a whole lap of the outside of the stadium to see what's what. But we couldn't find the shop anywhere. So we ended up going into our seats, which were very nice. We were spoilt, to be honest with you, just looking on the halfway line. And as we were having a drink in there was one of the security guards came over and he asked if he could have a photograph with us. And so we were chatting to him, Raul, his name was. And we just said to him, do you know where the shop is at all? And he said, oh yeah, I'll take you. So he ended up taking Oliver and myself, Frank, one of the guys from the exhibition, and our two pals, Matt and Chris, and took us through basically the back areas of the stadium to get to the shop.
Do you think Raul got in trouble for that? Because I thought originally he was going to get in trouble coming over for a photograph, let alone leaving his post for the best part of half an hour, taking us on a tour of the stadium.
I think he dealt with that afterwards. Cause like I say, we ended up walking underneath the stadium, going past the Real Madrid team bus, into the shop. The shop there is rather good, I have to say, especially if you're an Atletico fan. They've got everything there that's needed, but in a classy way. Do you know what I mean?
No.
In like there's a traditional scarves and not one of these like one pet hate I have is when you get like the two team scarves.
The dual scarves.
Yeah,
there were a few of those outside the stadium.
Yeah, but you either support one team or another, don't you? You can't, especially if it's a derby. Anyway.
So I think we've discussed. So one thing you can walk away from this is nothing to do with all the information about the exhibition and stuff. It's James's pet hate of dual scarves.
Oh yeah, you're either going to support one team or another. But the shop itself is very nice. Again, the people there were very friendly, and I think that a couple of the sales assistants got in trouble when the one kind of freaked out when she looked up to see that she was serving myself.
She didn't give you a free scarf, though?
No, she didn't, but she gave me a nice smile, and then Raul took us back the way we came.
Good old Raul.
When we got back to we nearly got back to where we were supposed to be, and his boss was there. And I don't really understand Spanish too well, but he was essentially saying, "Where have you been?" But then all of a sudden his boss came over. He was nice and chatty.
He was actually, yeah, he was. It's amazing what happens.
Yeah, so then we ended up then going watching the match. It ended 0-0 or 0-0 if you're American. But
have we got a term for that in the NFL? Blockout or something similar?
Do they have? I don't think they have those in American sports league.
No goals.
No goals. 0-0. But the game itself was great in regards, apart from there was no goal, but the atmosphere, I cannot get over the atmosphere there. It really was something very memorable and something I'll treasure for after that. And then after the game, we decided we'd go for see the nightlife of Madrid with quite a few of our friends who are here. But in Spain, they don't seem to go out till 3 in the morning.
Yeah, so we turned up at this nightclub, which was at, midnight, 12:30? And we were the only people in there to begin with. And then within about 4 hours, the place was packed. But, yeah, that was a bit of an endurance, wasn't it?
For you it was. I'm younger than you are.
Well, yeah, those extra minutes.
13 minutes
Obviously,
makes all the difference.
Obviously made the difference.
After that, we then also went back, got a bit of a power nap, and then carried on with Madrid the next day.
So of all the things you saw then this week, what would you say is your standout memory?
I would say the opening of the exhibition.
Yeah.
When there were 1,000 people.
Yeah.
Just there to say hi, which...
It was just like the old Potter premieres, wasn't it?
Blew my mind, it really did. But again, how everyone was so welcoming and friendly, I cannot ask for anything more. One thing that I've learned long ago, but I still think it means more even the older you get. Every time someone smiles at you, every time someone says hello or how are you, but genuinely mean how are you, it brightens up your day, whether you know these people or not. And that's something which I can't stress enough, that if you smile and say hello to someone, or how you doing, not in a joke from friends, how you doing, but just how are you, I think it can make all the difference in the world.
Yeah, and I mean the cool thing about the opening premiere, as I say, it was just like a premiere, so I was able to show off a new suit. I've got to say thank you to David, my tailor, for helping me with that one. Okay. Good old Dave. And yeah, as James said, the opening of the actual exhibition itself, whereas on the Saturday and also the Friday in between, when we were doing press and stuff at the venue, we do a few surprise and delight, I think is the official term on the programme as that we are given. And this basically entails surprising some fans while they're at the exhibition, be that in a photo line. So we did one, and there was a little girl there who couldn't be any older than 8 or 10, and she had a photograph and she was just bouncing off down the road. It was so cool to see.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday, didn't we?
Well, there's that as well. As I say, it's stuck in my mind terribly. And then there's also when we jumped in, which was the surprise and delights, when people...
Not literally, we didn't literally jump in on people.
Didn't just jump in like from Batman, like from the roof. But we ended up coming in, shall we say, on a side door when people were in the sorting hat area, and surprised a few groups of people, and we had some photos there, which kind of got their day off to the start that we were hoping for. So I think, as James said, watching someone's face is priceless, and it's absolutely fantastic to think that we can do that.
Yeah, and vice versa, people do it to us as well, which I think makes all the difference.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
It's when people, you hear it on TV and radio and all that kind of stuff, when you always get someone saying, it really does mean a lot, you guys being here, but it genuinely does. It genuinely, you can never take that for granted. I don't think anyone ever does. So, thank you again.
Exactly. Or muchos gracias.
There you go.
There you go. There's a local lingo.
I can't get by it. It's like when we were in the restaurant the other day, one of our team wanted a glass of rosé wine, so she asked for rosé, and the guy just looked at her. The waitress just looked at her completely blank, and then
José.
And then the Spanish lady Juana, who was with us, you mean rosé?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now you know. Now you know for future purposes. Should you be ordering a mixture of red and white wine, you'll know how to say it.
Roll the R's regardless.
And what we were thinking about doing was different normal programmes, as it were, within the cast. So we thought, people always ask us, what's your favourite prank that you've done? So we thought, why not make some new ones? Now, one idea I did have was that, should we, call a local person? Maybe something like that. Or you guys giving us an idea of how we can have a good laugh at someone else's expense, and you guys are involved in it, that would be all the better, do you think?
That's something we could look into, to a degree.
To a degree, as long as we're not going to be in trouble.
No,
I mean,
I think it'd just be good. What you guys want from this social audio listening experience. Whether you're on your daily commute, whether you're walking the dog, whether you're washing your car, whatever you're doing, whatever you want to do to listen to us having fun, and hopefully you guys have fun listening to us. So any questions you have, any ideas you have, please just throw them all in. We'll sift through them and see what sticks.
So for now on, this is Oliver Phelps signing off from Spain's capital in Madrid. So he's been James Phelps.
And he's been Oliver Phelps, and we've got a flight to catch, so see you when we land.
Adios, amigos.